Good. Now take your training weapons in hand, my father directed. I fumbled to take hold of the wooden replica thrust at me through the darkness. Today we will train without our sight. Blind? Corey blurted, as if the concept were ludicrous. I too was less than keen on the idea of fighting blindfolded. I had already managed to bludgeon one of my brothers in the face, and felt no need to experience it all over again. This practice will help you learn to use all your senses more readily, increasing your awareness not only of your surroundings, but of yourself as well. Kael, you and I will go first, my father instructed. Begin! The icy water rushed at my knees. With a gulp I readied my guard, gripping my weapon with both hands and holding it steady at guard. In an instant came the tap of my father's stick at my left shoulder. I didn't move. This was going to prove most difficult. Well, we started now. Remember, you can't see, so focus your efforts in other ways. Why did I strike where I did? Came my father's coaching. I left myself open, I replied, feeling slightly belittled by such a novice question. We had been training for the entirety of our lives. Any wildling could have told him that. His point was well met, though. This was more an exercise in focus and discipline than a performance. Yes, he roared, and another tap came to my left side. I moved to counter, missing it entirely as another tap landed on my right. The challenge was motivating, but frustration began to build. I had grown adept in the ways of the sword, yet it meant little without my sight. The experience was humbling to say the least. Perhaps one of my father's greatest teachings, passed from his father before him. Perception is far greater than sight. One who is willing and ready to push beyond what is known will journey well into the true depths of understanding. Such were the teachings of the elders. From our first days, life brings its lessons as play. This is how the children of the Divide were taught, to see life as play. In truth, the training was good fun. The depth of these long-standing lessons were lost on me in my youth, though time would make them precious to my heart. I smiled wide, reveling in this new trial of becoming. I hadn't missed his last strike by much. It was simply a matter of practice, putting all my skill to new use. Like the rushing currents of the river, move with the flow. I heard the water slosh, but an attack did not come. I moved to counter nothing. The sound had been my father's turning to face Corey. He simply laughed. Excellent form, my boy. Steady for a moment. Let your brother have a go at it. Corey had been standing in silence as he blindly witnessed my blundering first attempt. I was glad he hadn't seen it, and hopefully no one else had either. They'd have thought me hopeless for sure. Your turn, Corey, came my father's voice. I heard the slosh of water with each movement, as their footing changed or shifted against the lapping pull of the current. Suddenly there was a familiar clink, the sound of wooden replicas slapping together. Corey managed to block an attack. Excellent, came my father's praise. Hold on to that thought, Corey. Let's see if Kael can catch wind of it. My father turned back to me. Okay, your turn. This time I was steady. I left an opening to my left again, hoping he would repeat the first strike. The water moved, and I shifted to counter left. The tap came to my right, however. I missed the first strike. Instead of allowing myself to fluster, I focused and calmed myself. I could almost hear my own heartbeat in my ears, it seemed, steady and throbbing. The water stirred again. This time my counter met with a solid impact and the same clank heard from Corey's success. Another strike came, and once again I diverted it and even sent an attack of my own. I caught only air, but my father's gentle laughter was that of delight. Good! You boys are picking this up quick. It took a little longer when my father showed me. My round was over. He turned back to Corey. There was a clank with nearly every slash my father dealt. What didn't meet with a clash was avoided in a splashing shift of heavy feet. Next it was my turn again. This time my father threw in a few dirty tricks, splashing water at my face and even advancing, forcing me to stumble through the thick pool of the water as I struggled to keep my balance. The water was cold, but I no longer felt it. After a few rounds there was a disturbance on the bank. Footsteps approached. As I listened, I made out what sounded like 3 pairs of feet, though 2 of them seemed to move in time. Suddenly there was a commotion, as someone stumbled and fell hard near the water. Oomph! Ah, this was supposed to be a stealth mission, brother. Now they know we're here. Hopefully you fight better than you walk, or you'll end up with a face like mine. I already have a face like yours, brother. Only mine's a bit prettier now, thank you. Not for long if you keep falling on it like that. Cass and Pole, the twins, were back on the scene. The third set of footsteps were most likely those of their father, Arkan. Soon his voice came to verify. So much for the surprise. Well, what did you expect, Dad? We suggested holding off on the blindfold bit. You said you'd guide us. You didn't see that rock there? Cass teased his father. You were doing well enough. Besides, now you know it's there, don't you? That's the path to discovery. You'll be all the stronger with the experience. Arkan shot back. Tough love. That's the way of it, then? Come here, Dad. Let's hug it out, came Pole's voice, followed by what sounded like a playful scuffle. Arkan's voice followed. Get off, you mongrels. Make your way to the water, and try not to drown before today's lesson. Why would we drown, Dad? Came Cass's response. Yeah, we're only wearing blindfolds, unless today's lesson is how to swim with our eyelids, Pole added sarcastically. He followed his comment with a torrent of wet flapping sounds, and the two erupted in laughter. How Arkan managed the patience to deal with the two of them was a mystery all its own. They made their way to the water with the wet, sloshing sounds of their feet dragging along the muddy banks. "Are the others here?" Pole asked, knowing well the answer was yes. "Corey? Kael? You two there?" Neither of us responded. "They can't hear you, brother. They're underwater, chasing fish around, lids flapping. Kael leading the way with Corey hot on his trail, no doubt," Cass teased, hoping to catch a nerve. His efforts were rewarded as Corey's voice came in response. "Yeah, we're here, you idiots. And the only thing flapping is your mouths." "Oh, feisty. We're off to a good start," Cass teased as the twins sloshed their way into the water in the direction of Corey's voice. Their reaction to the icy water was hysterical. It was worth a good laugh, but I didn't feel ready to spar with the twins in the slightest, especially not blindfolded. Whether I wanted to or not, it was happening. Arkan intervened before the two reached Corey. "Hold on, let's ease into it. It's no wonder with you two. This is training. A degree of discipline is required. You can work on getting your faces clobbered on your own time." Our father set us into position. One of the twins was guided upstream to my left. I turned to face the direction, taking a one-handed stance, my weapon centered and ready. Quick reaction was most necessary. I didn't have to see to know I would be facing Pole. Arkan and Creighton centered themselves between their arrangements, the way my father had stood between Corey and me. The coaches were ready, and the command came from both of them simultaneously. "Begin!"